Hello, it's me, your favorite neighborhood gypsy, and we are here tonight to do a painting called Meet Me in Capri. Now, this painting is a little more difficult than the regular paint party paintings that we usually do. It's still a paint party painting. It's still a Mad Hatter Tea Party paint party painting, but it is a little more difficult. It requires a little bit more effort, and it will be, what can I say? It can be a beautiful painting when it's done. Now, you'll notice that I'm wearing a blue latex glove. There's a reason for that. It is protecting a wrist brace. Back a couple of weeks ago, a gentleman decided to run a stop sign and totaled my truck and totaled my hand. Messed up my wrist pretty bad, and I'm actually going to try to do this painting. I took some painkillers. I've been eating Tylenol like it's going out of style. I think we can do this painting. We're going to give it one heck of a try. And if I mess it up, then I mess it up. It's just the way it is. But we're going to try to do this. I tried earlier to see if I could hold a brush, and I could. So we might as well talk about the brushes we're going to use tonight. We're going to use a 1/2 inch brush. We're going to use a number 8 or a number 10 round brush. And we are going to use a liner brush. Okay? So those are the brushes we're going to be using. Now, you should have a printout of the Meet Me in Capri image example there. Yours will not look exactly like this, neither will mine. Do not judge your painting off the image example or anyone else's painting. It's your painting. It's going to look the way you want it to look, okay? You should also have an 11 by 14 canvas, or, if you want to do larger, that's up to you, but I'm using an 11 by 14. You should have your tracer on the 11 by 14. Like I said, this is a little more difficult painting, so make sure that you have your tracer on the 11 by 14 canvas. You should also have a glass of rinse water, my favorite rinse water glass right here. You should also have a palette. This is my palette. It's a Teflon cutting board. Love this palette. I've used it for years. Should have something to drink. I have iced tea in Rachel's favorite mug. Yes, this was Mad Hatter's favorite mug. Protect, attack, take naps. That pretty well described Mad Hatter. And then you should have your paints. Now, if you can't match exactly the paints that are on the supply list, that's okay. That's okay. I couldn't exactly match all of them either. Get something that's close, okay? Find yourself something that's close. As long as it's close, that's all that matters. So, you should have, what we got here? Oh yeah, black. Black. You should have white. You should have the metallic blue. Now, if you don't have the metallic blue, a royal blue or a navy blue will do fine. Should have a very dark green, like this one here is called black green, or you can use a Hauser green, Hauser dark green. The original instructions on this particular painting call for black to be used in a couple of certain areas. I'm replacing that with the Hauser green. This here, I couldn't find the exact shade that I needed. This is an aloe. That's the name of this one, aloe. This one here is a, what's it called? Oh, Natural Bluff. Natural Bluff. That was another one that I used to replace something. This is a Coral Cloud. We've used Coral Cloud before. It's a familiar color for us. This one here is a Jeweled Green. We're going to be using this in place of the Paradise Green. If you saw a Paradise Green in your list, we're going to replace it with that one. This one here is a New Leaf. We'll be using that. This is a Bubblegum Pink. So lighter pink. We'll be using that one. This is Dragon Fruit. We've used that on a couple of paintings before. And this one here is the Citron Green. Citron Green. We'll be using that one too. So, like I said, if you can't find the exact same colors that are in the supply list, just get something close, okay? That's all you have to do. Don't stress if you can't find them. You also need a wipe cloth so that you can wipe off your brush. That pretty well covers the supplies that you're going to need for this. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the painting, and like I said, I filled up on painkillers. It is hurting me a little bit. If you want to know, it hurts on this side and it hurts over here. But like I said, I tried earlier to grab a brush, and I can hold a brush lightly, and that's what I'm going to do. And we'll see if we can do this painting together. Hopefully we can, because I'm excited about doing it. So what do you say that I disappear and we concentrate on the canvas now? Okay? Okay. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to get the metallic blue. Remember, always shake up your colors. Shake up that paint because it settles. We're going to put a little bit of the metallic blue on our palette. We're also going to get our titanium white. You notice I use Deco Art Americana. Reason why is because it's a really nice color, goes on smoothly, and it's pretty thick, so it covers well. So we'll get a little bit of white here. All right. Now, take your brush, pull out some of that blue, grab a little bit of that white, pull that out, and then you want to go up in here and use back and forth strokes in this area, just back and forth strokes. Just run back and forth. Don't try to blend it. You can grab a little white, but you don't want to blend it. You want some white showing in there. So you're just going to go back and forth. Use those back and forth strokes. Grab a little more white here. Beautiful sky. Make sure that you take your blue all the way to the edge of your cliff side. So we're going to go here. I'm going to grab a little white. We're just going to go back and forth. Like I said, don't blend it. Let some of that white show through. You definitely want to do that. Let it show through there. Go right in here. Make sure you get your blue in there. Then come back in with a little white. Don't dip the blue again. Come back in with a little white and kind of touch some areas in here. Just lightly. Just get some white up in there. Just kind of like, almost like wispy clouds in the sky. You decide where you want to put it at. It's your sky. You put it where you put the little bit of white where you want it. I want a little bit in here. You can turn your brush sideways, like this, to get that wispiness in there. Okay, I think that's good. I don't want to add any more in there. All right, now I'm going to grab the blue. I'm not going to clean the brush. I'm just going to grab some of the blue, and this mountain that you see here in the background. I'm going to fill that in now. I want it a little bit darker than the sky. Just a little bit darker than the sky. It's off in the distance. We're not seeing it very well because it is off in the distance. We just want just a little touch in there. Then we're going to grab just a little bit of the white, a small bit of it, and run right on the base of that mountain. Just grab a little bit of white and run it right on the base, down there by where the water's at. Just kind of run it along there. Come back in with a little more blue. We don't want too much white showing. We want more blue than white. So we'll just kind of touch that. There we go. You see now it's a little bit darker than the sky is, so it stands out a little bit more. Now, without cleaning your brush, just grab the blue. Just grab that straight blue. And you're going to go in here. You're going to fill these areas with that metallic blue. Just go right in there. Just grab it and fill all that in. Don't spend a whole lot of time doing this. There's no reason to. If you're nervous about how close you get into the rocks and the shoreline, what you can do, I'm going to drop the brush there. You can use your round brush. You can go in there, and it gives you a little bit more control than the bigger brush does. So I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to fill in my blue around those rocks. And remember, you want it so it goes back and forth like this, okay? So any place where you can do that, just do it. Just kind of go back and forth. I may have to take some more Tylenol before this is over with. We're going to do this. I'm determined that we're going to do it. I said that we'd put this up on the 14th, and we're putting it up on the 14th. So, all right. So we're coming in here. Now, when you get down about in this area right here, notice now that your blue down in here. Your blue down in here is darker than this blue, and this blue is darker than this blue. That gives you your sense of depth and perception. I'm going to grab just a little touch of white, not much, just kind of some of that white right there. And I'm going to run it right through here. We're going to run it like a haze line. A haze line is when you look in the distance and things look kind of hazy. That's what we're doing. We're creating a bit of a haze off there in the distance. We're just going to come in here and create this tiny little haze line. Just like that. Gives it a sense of depth, far away look. Now, we're going to get that jeweled green that I talked about. Shake it up here. And what we're going to do, put a little bit of it here. We don't need a whole lot. Take that jeweled green, and I'm going to come right in this area here. So I really don't care if I cover these sailboats. It's not a big thing. And don't you worry about it either, because we'll be coming back to those. Run that jeweled green right in here. Then grab your blue and go over the top of the jeweled green. What you want to do is you want to kind of blend that back. You want to blend it back up in here. Don't dip your brush again. Just use what's on your brush. Blend it back up into here. Just want to kind of blend it back. Just like that. Just, you want this contrast in here. Grab some more of your blue. Come in here. You're going right over that jeweled green. Remember, you want this to flow really nice. Take and run some lines right up in here. Come over here. And grab a little bit of the jeweled green, just a little bit. Run some lines up in here, like so. Just like that. Grab your blue, come back down in here again. Grab a little bit of the jeweled green. Remember, go back and forth, just back and forth with it. Come down in here. Now when you get down in here, you notice how it starts lightening up again. You had that nice little jeweled green up in there. I don't know if you've ever noticed or not, but deeper areas of water are darker, and shallow areas of water. Yeah, I'm really good with grammar there. Shallow areas of water are lighter. So that's what you've created. You've created a kind of deep effect in here. Remember, just run your brush back and forth. That's all you want to do. If you want to, you can grab a little green here. Maybe bring some line work through there like so. Don't cover the whole area. Don't fill in like these areas here. You want this contrast going on. You want it to look like water. That's the whole point. So get these areas filled. And we're gonna, when we get down into here, we're gonna get that jeweled green or your paradise green, whichever you happen to have. We're gonna go ahead and throw some down in here, just because I want some contrast in there. Bring it back and forth. Once you put your paint in there, once you're happy with your paint down that area, you can dab your paint down in there, but make sure that you run it back and forth. You want to do these horizontal swipes with it. Grab your blue, come in here, fill those areas. Grab a little bit of your jeweled green, work it back up into here, and work it out. Just like that. Now you got this nice effect. You got this nice effect of your deeper to your more shallow water. You got your distance out here. Without cleaning my brush, I'm now going to come out here. I'm just going to kind of run my brush a little bit long off there in the distance. Just run it off a little bit, back and forth, without cleaning it out. Just like that. Pick up some of that green there in the water. You know, the ocean is not just one color. It's many different colors. Depending on where you are, depends on what the color it is. Alright, so now we got our water done. That was fairly painless, wasn't it? I'm going to grab a little blue right here, and I'm going to go like this in this area here. Just like so. Alright. We'll work that out. Okay. Now that we have our water done, our next step is to work on the cliff. But you didn't think we was going to get to that cliff that soon, did you? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take, in my case, it's a natural bluff. We're going to take the natural bluff, and don't worry about where you got paint here. Like on your cliff, if you got paint on your cliff, don't worry about it. It's okay. It really is, because you can put that to use. I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to come in here, and we're just going to kind of come down in. We're going to pick up some of that blue, which will give us a nice little contrast right on the edge there. Now, I want you to make sure, especially if you have your line drawing, which you should on your canvas, what I want you to do is you're going where you went horizontal this way, we're going straight down now. And I want you to make sure that you follow that feel for straight down, just like that. Just come straight down on it. Do the same. Keep these separate, okay? Because they are separate. So you come straight down. And you're going to feel, you can feel your cliff face. Just like so. Just fill it up. Don't forget your islands out here. I don't know what this arch is called. I know there's a name for it. I don't know what the locals call it. If anybody knows what the locals call it, let me know, because I'd be curious to know what it's called. But we'll go here. We'll get these rock formations. We're coming up out of the water. And we'll just get those taken care of pretty quick. Got that. All right. Now we got to get this right here. This cliff facing, just again, make sure that you go up and down. You're not going to go horizontal, you're going to go vertical. Except for at the beach. Just come in there, get that cliff facing. Just so you know, in case you made other plans tonight, this one's going to take a little over an hour to do. So if you had other plans this evening, throw them away, because we're in the middle of this. I just saw something here, and we're going to take care of it before we go any further. I'm going to clean my brush out. I didn't notice that, but we'll go ahead and take care of that right now. Right here in this area here, we need to put some blue in there. So I'm just going to come in real easily, just like this, and throw some blue back in there. Right in here too. And because I use that paradise green down in this area, I'm going to grab a little bit of that. Well, it isn't paradise green for me. It's jeweled green, but I'm going to grab a little bit of that jeweled green and blend it back in. We'll come across here like so. Just kind of blend that in. There we go. Have a little more blue. Throw some blue over that. Alright, that metallic blue gives a nice little sheen to the water. I like how that's looking. Alright, clean my brush. We're going to grab that bluff, and we're going to come down here, and we're going to fill all that in right there. That's another cliff facing over there at the side. The view on this is like you are standing on an overlooking this whole thing. And I like that. I like that feel. I like that effect. So we'll just come down here. All right. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab that coral cloud. We're going to get a little bit of that. Don't need much, just need a little of it. What we're going to do is we're going to come, we're going to come in, we're going to kind of brush, just lightly brush, just lightly. Just come in and lightly brush it. Just want to kind of lightly brush in there. Just very lightly. Kind of streaking it in. Just lightly brush. Just lightly brush it. You don't need much. Just want to lightly brush it in there. Just pick up a little bit of it and come in, kind of brush it in. Just brush it in there, just lightly brush it. Just like so. So you got a little bit of that in there on your clip face. And you want to put some over here, just a little bit over here on this side. Slightly brush it in there. Lightly brush it in. Just like that. Just a little bit in there. Come up here, do these rocks. Slightly brush a little bit in the rocks. You don't need much in there, just a little bit. A little bit over here. Kind of brush it in. Okay, clean your brush. And get some fresh white. Don't use the white you have up here. You want some fresh white. Just grab a little bit of fresh white. You don't need very much, just a little bit. Alright. What you're going to do, just going to take your fresh white. We're going to come in here and we're going to throw a little white up in here. We're just going to kind of brush it up in there. Just kind of brush it in. Brush in a little bit of white. Do it all through there. Just kind of brush in a little bit of white. A little white on that clip face. Come down in here, brush some in here. A little bit of white in there. Just like so. I'm going to do the same with the rocks over here. Just kind of brush some white up in there. Doing that contrast. Give a little contrast in there. Come over here, do the same over here. A little bit of white. A little white in there. Just a little white. Not much. You don't need a whole lot. I'm going to bring some more down through here. If you take your brush and real lightly touch, you can pick up some of that coral underneath the white. It blends it back in pretty nicely. Add some nice little streaks in there. Just like that. Alright. I'm going to grab just a little bit more coral. I think I want a little more coral right through here. Remember, this is your painting. You do what looks good and feels right to you. This is what I'm doing. If something else looks better to you, then you, by all means, do it. Definitely do it. This is what I want to do with mine. Okay. Now, clean that brush. I know, too much fun, huh? All right. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to set that brush to one side, and we're going to grab our liner brush. This is where it starts getting fun. Okay, I'm going to grab some black. I think I need a drink of my tea. Protect, attack, take naps. Right now I'm protecting my throat and attacking my thirst. The nap will come later. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of black. Squirt a little bit of black out there. What we're going to do, we're going to take our liner brush and we're going to create some tree limbs. So we're going to just come just like this. It does not have to be precise. Let me repeat that. It doesn't have to be precise. They're tree limbs, okay? So they don't have to be absolutely, positively 100% precise. They just have to be tree limbs. So we'll come up here. We'll come right off of here like so. I'm going to come right here. We're going to do a couple in here. We'll come up through here. I'm going to do one there. I'm going to do one there. Keep your brush pointed. Kind of turn your brush in the black to point the end of it, but don't overload it. Just like that. We're going to come up here and do this one. Come over here and do this. And a branch right here. I'm going to put a branch right through here like so. I'll come up here and put a branch here. And we'll put a couple branches over in here. Just like that. Okay, now, next thing we're going to do, I'm going to wet this brush, this liner brush, I'm going to get it wet. I'm going to wipe it down to a point. I'm going to grab some of my black here. And then I'm going to put a little bit of black here and there. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just going to come right here on this edge and I'm just going to kind of swoop it over, just like so. Nothing precise. You don't want precise. You're just kind of touching. Do the same over here. I'm just going to kind of swoop like that. I'll come up this side right here like so. Maybe up in there. Grab a little more. Come right through here. Maybe, I don't know, come up like so. Then we're going to go over here. And without going up against the shoreline, you want to go up a little bit above it, okay? Just kind of touch it back along there. Follow shoreline, but just kind of touch the black a little bit. Do the same thing over here. You just touch black. Just like so. Then we're going to come right in here and we're going to throw just a little black right there. Just to define it just a little bit. We're going to throw a couple of streaks of black up through here. Just kind of go, just kind of touch. Just come through here. Throw a little bit of black in there, like so. Just like that. Okay? Pretty easy. Don't have to get real fancy and real complicated with it. You're just throwing little touches of black in there. Just like that. Then we'll come over here this side. We're going to drop a couple little streaks of black over here. We're just going to kind of just throw it in there. Again, nothing fancy, just toss it in. Okay. Clean that brush out. Now you're going to take, where did I put it? This is my black green. That's what it's called, black forest green. And we're going to take that. Make sure you shake it up. Shake it up, baby. Oh, hold on a second. Or step away from that. Oh, I never fail to do that. I always look over and I see something that I missed that I should have got. So right here, throw a couple little black lines through here. Just right up through there. Just like so. You put one right over there. Okay. Now, you take your darker green, whatever you have. I have the black forest green. But whatever you happen to have, just take and put out some of it. Then you're going to take your brush, your round one, that you used a while ago, get some on there. And then you want to just dab, okay? So you're just going to dab. That's all you're going to do. You're just going to dab. Just like that. Just go in there and just dab it. Just dab it. Just dab it in there. You're going to do that on the underside of each tree. Kind of dab in there. Just dab it. Little dab will do you. And then do your next one. Just on you're going on the underside. Okay? So you're just dabbing on the underside. That's all you're doing. Come over and dab on that one. Just dab it. going to take and bring some green down on the branch. This way you'd see a real tree, you know. You always have some leaves coming down on the branches. Put some over here. Then we're going to do these corners. Dab into those corners. Just dab it in there. Just dab, dab, dab. Get that green dabbed up in there. You know, I was curious. It seems to me that the Isle of Capri would be a good place to film a movie. So I looked it up, because inquiring minds like mine want to know. And I was right. The Isle of Capri has been home to no less than 59 movies and TV shows. Now, that's pretty amazing. You know, just it goes to show you that a thing of beauty is worth exploiting. No. I'm sure. I didn't recognize a lot of the movies. There was a couple of Love Boat episodes that were filmed there. If you remember the Love Boat. The Love Boat. Soon we'll be making another run. Anyway, thank you very much. Anyway, most of the movies were Italian made. So, I guess the Italians know a good thing when they see it. We'll come up here, we're going to dab a little bit of green under there, like so. We're going to dab a little bit of green under here, like so. Just like that. Bring it down on the branches a little ways. Then we're going to let that dry a minute, because I saw something here that I want to do. But we'll let that dry a minute before I come back to it. Okay, so then what I want you to do, I want you to take that dark green, to kind of dab, just lightly dab. Okay, just create some green on the cliff. Come up in here maybe and put a little green up in there. Get a little green going on there. Maybe a little bit through here. Don't overdo it. Just come in and do a little bit. Maybe come down in here. Put some of that green like down in this area here to create a ridge. Throw a little bit over in here like so. Maybe a little bit through here. Over here. Then once you do that, then come in here, dab, lightly dab. Come through here and you're going to dab this. Now, after you get some of that green dabbed in there, have around here, Come down through here like so. Just like so. Then, without cleaning your brush, for me it's aloe. For you it might be avocado, but a color that's similar to this one. And again, I want you to do this without cleaning the brush. Grab some of that. And then you're going to go right up in here. You see how I'm picking up some of that darker green as I'm doing that? I can even go in here and grab a little bit of the dark green. And pop back into that. Like I said, don't clean your brush, okay? Let's go in here. Hit it with your avocado green or whatever color you got there. Just go in here and let it pick up some of that darker green that you already had in your brush. Just kind of press that brush into this. So what you want to do, just kind of press it in there. Grab a little bit of your dark green, add back into it. Even up in here, you can come back in here with it. Just lightly touch it. Okay. Once you get that done, then take your avocado green, and just like you dabbed up here before, dab again. Except you're going to dab over the top of your darker green. Come in and just kind of dab over the top of it. Just like that. Dabbing in. Again, you can pick up some of the darker green in it. That's fine. Nothing wrong with doing that. Just right over the top. Sit there and dab it, dab it, dab it. Dab it, dab it, do. Yes, I made a Flintstone reference, forgive me. Like I said, it's okay to pick up some of that dark green. It's perfectly fine. Just dab away. Just like that. Don't forget this area up in here. Make sure you dab up in there. Then you want to get this. Don't forget this tree here. And then we're going to dab into that. Just like so. Remember I said a few minutes ago that I noticed something I wanted to take care of? I'm going to grab my little liner brush here. I'm going to grab some of my blue, some of my metallic blue here, and I just want to put it in this area right here. Just want to kind of fill that in. I'll give that a chance to dry. See, it'll pick up some of the ocean back there, so we end up with a little bit of depth to it, just like that. Let's put that little bit of blue in there. Just pick up some of that ocean. Then what I'll do, once I do that, I'm going to grab just a little bit of this jeweled green, not much. I'm just going to throw a little bit of that in there so that darkens that a little bit. I'll throw a little bit of that in there, darken that up a little bit. And there, now you have some ocean kind of, you know, showing through the foliage that you have down there. Alright, next step that we're going to do, still going to use the liner brush. I'm going to use the white that's mixed with the blue up there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab just a little bit of, just a tiny, tiny bit. And I want to create the effect of some waves back in the distance. All I'm going to do is just kind of brush back and forth. Just a little bit of waves back in there. Now I'm going to come here and kind of a little bit of that white, not much. Don't need very much. I'm just going to kind of lightly touch around the base of these. The movement of water. I do it right here. Bring that down. I'm just going to lightly touch in there. Just see, we're just adding that little effect, that little tiny effect of some water up against the shoreline. A little movement in there. A little tiny movement. Now I'm going to go back in here. I did that a little bit too big back there, so I'm just going to, all I'm going to do is I'm going to brush it down a little bit. Just using my metallic blue, I'm just going to brush this down a little bit. That's a nice thing. You can always go back in and you can correct something if you don't like how it looks. Just go back in and correct it. Just like that. Alright, now using that same brush, remember those sailboats we had? We'll go in here and I'm going to put a little triangle. Just a little triangle like that. And then I'm going to do the little boat. I'm going to do it again. Make a little triangle. Just nothing fancy. Kind of almost a little abstract there. We'll put that. And then we're going to give them some little waves. So all we're going to do is we're just going to kind of drag the brush lightly at the base of the boats. Pick up some of their paint. There. We got a couple little sailboats out there. Out there on the ocean. Maybe you're in one of the sailboats, who knows? Alright. Now, we're going to go back to our round brush again. And we are going to use the dragon fruit. Oh, look. You see that right there? I totally missed that. Let's get that. I completely and totally missed that. That's okay. We can always go back and grab it when we see it. Never be afraid to go in and say, hey, I made a mistake and I need to correct that. Nobody's perfect. Well, I mean, I am, but outside of me, nobody's perfect. All right. Now, we're going to use that dragon fruit, this color right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in our pink foliage. So we're going to grab that. And just like we did with the green, we're just going to dab, okay? So if you go over the green a little bit, don't worry about it, okay? It's fine. It's not a problem. I'm just going to come in here and dab. I'm just going to dab that in. You notice how I'm covering the branches where they're just barely showing through. Go in here and put this pretty pink foliage in here. We'll get that all in there. Dab all of that up through there. Okay, once you get all that dragon fruit on your canvas, then the next thing I want you to do is I want you to grab your lighter bubblegum pink, and what we're going to do, get your brush out, then you're going to touch it just here and there, but mostly towards the base, okay? Just kind of touch it. Let it create little dots in there. That's perfectly fine. Just like that. Just want these little dots in there. Okay, so once you have that done, then go back to your liner brush. You should still be able to see the stems through there. So grab a little bit of your black. Grab a little bit of your black and just go back in there and put the stems back in just like so. Just grab the black. You should be able to see your stems in there. You just want to throw them back in there. Just like that. That easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right. Now, go back to your round brush. Actually, no, let's use the liner for this. Yeah, we'll use the liner. Had to think there for a second what I wanted to do. Okay. Now we're going to get some white. We're going to get a little bit of white. We're going to go in here and we're going to add these little houses in here. Now, keep in mind that these don't have to be perfect. They're just little squares, okay? That's all they are. Just put these little houses in there. They're just little squares. They don't have to be absolutely perfect. They're at a distance. You got some that are larger than others. Maybe these are, you know, people that have more money than their neighbors. You got some that are like right on top of each other. You know, the heck with the building codes. We're gonna build our houses right on top of each other. That'd be cool to have a house right there, overlooking the ocean. What a view. So we can put our little houses in there. Maybe put a couple little more, maybe one right here, like so. Maybe one right up in here like that. Yeah. Let me put one more. I think I'll put one more right here. Excuse me. Sneeze snuck up on me there. Okay, once you get your houses in there, or you're happy with them, then I want you to take your coral. We're going to go back to the coral. And we're going to put a roof on the house. Nothing fancy. Just a roof. Just stick a roof on top. Don't have to have a lot of detail here. As a matter of fact, it's better to be a little abstract with this. So we're going to that one a roof, we're going to give that one a roof, and we'll give that one a roof. Right there, 1, 2, 3 in a row. Put a roof on this one, we'll get a roof on this one here. We'll roof on this one, keep the rain out. We'll roof on this one to keep the sun out. We'll roof on this one just because. Then we're going to go in and we're going to do some little dots here. So all you're going to do is maybe you want to give the impression of a door right there. Maybe a little dot on the side here, window. Maybe a couple of windows here, a couple of windows here. Put a door on this one right there. A couple of windows on the side. We'll go a couple of windows here. Go window here. Oh, it's not showing up very well, is it? I probably didn't get enough paint on my brush. A little window right there. Let's put a door here, like so. A couple of little windows right here. Window there, window there. We'll put a door on this one. We'll put a door right here, like so. Put a couple windows on this one here. Put a couple windows here, like so. Alright, once you get your little houses in there where you like them and you want them, next thing I want you to do is I want you to take that round brush again. And I want you to get your lightest green that you have. What's it called? Citron green. Get your lightest one that you got. What I want you to do, this is where you get really artistic now. You grab that citron green, and you're going to add it into the tops of your trees, just like so. It don't have to be real solid, just has to be a hint, but you're just going to kind of add it in the tops right there. Then any place where you see white showing through, like down below, you're going to hit it with that citron green. You're just going to go in there, and if you see white, you're just going to give it a little dab. A little dab will do you. Just like that. And do that all the way through there. You want to go all the way through doing that. So you want to just kind of dab the tops. Put a few dabs in there, just like you did the dabs down here with this pink. It's kind of sort of the same thing. Just going in, you're adding this little bit of light green, and any place where you see white showing through, you go down in there, you get that. So see, you're just kind of creating a little bit of light effect here is what you're doing. Dab it through there. Just like so. You can see that nice effect that's starting to get. A nice little three-dimensional effect, which is what we want. We want a little 3 dimensions going on there. Do the same down in here. Just kind of dab it up on the edge. See where that pink came through, right? Just kind of dab it right there on the edge of that pink. You see white down in here? Just dab it on the white. Just like so. You know, paintings are a lot more fun when they have some dimension to them. Flat paintings are kind of just boring, you know. But when you can go in and you can put a little dimension into them, and you don't have to do a lot to put dimension into them. It's just these little touches here and there that you have to do. I've said this before in my videos, and this painting here, because it's a little bit more involved than what we've been doing to date, is a good one to say it on. I believe that everybody can paint. I believe that every single person within the sound of my voice can create a painting. It doesn't matter what your neighbor created. It doesn't matter what I created. It's what you create. And what you create, I guarantee you, is absolutely beautiful, beyond a shadow of a doubt. The reason why it's beautiful is because you created it, because it was something that you wanted to make and you made it. So, like I said, never think that you can't paint, because you can. Everybody can paint. Your painting's not going to be the same as your neighbor's. Just like your face ain't the same as your neighbor's. It'd be kind of boring if we all looked alike, right? It'd be really boring if we all had paintings that looked alike. So just enjoy yourself. Oh, I saw a place right there that I wanted to hit. Just enjoy yourself. Do your painting and create, because that's what it's all about. That is absolutely 100% what it is all about. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. Okay. Come up in here now. We're going to kind of do the same thing up through here. Okay. So what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to create this grassy effect. Don't know if those are trees or if it's grass or what, but you know, we can't see the street. These houses are like coming out of the foliage, so they're probably trees that's surrounding these houses. So we're just going to come up through here and we're just going to tap everything. We're just going to tap all that in. So just completely tap around those houses. Come up in here, tap away. Then come back to your darkest green without cleaning your brush. What you want to do is you just want to kind of tap around the base of those houses. Just kind of tap a little bit around the base of the houses. Just tap around the base of them. Just like so. You can see that we got I'm going to come here like this. Just a little bit right in there. There we go. I think we're almost there, folks. I think there's just a couple other things I want to do here before we call this quits. I'm going to take my liner brush, grab a little bit of that black. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to separate these roofs right here. There we go. I'm going to throw a little bit down in here, right on the edge of the house. So a little bit of black in there. Not much, just a tiny bit. Just a little bit in there. Kind of make those houses stand out a little bit. I think I'm going to put a little more white in our sailboats. As a matter of fact, I think what I'll do, speaking of white, oops, I didn't get my brush cleaned out good enough. It's okay. But speaking of white, I think what we need to do, just to make this whole painting pop, is I'm going to take this liner brush. I'll get some white. I'm just going to kind of dab some white into the top of the tree. Just right at the top. Not through the whole tree. Just a little bit in the top. There we go. My wrist is at a point right now where it's starting to say, Gypsy, we've had enough. So I'm going to have to wrap this up pretty quick and go eat a whole handful of Tylenol. Let's put a little bit. Put a few dots in here. Just little dots. Not a whole lot. We're not going to get crazy with it. Drop a couple of dots in there. Let's put a few dots up in here. Almost there, guys. Right up in here. A couple in here. And I think we're looking pretty good. I'm just going to kind of touch through here a little bit. Not much. Just touch a little bit. Come down through here, add a couple of streaks off of the cliff face. Like I said, this is your painting. You do what you feel looks right to you. That's what I'm doing right now. What I feel looks right to me is what I'm doing. I think I want to go up in here a little bit. Just a little tiny bit. And that, my friends, is my painting. How does yours look? You know what's missing, right? You're well aware of what's missing. I'm sure you are. And that's the signature. The all-important signature. What color am I going to do my signature in this time? Why don't we go... We got a little bit of this light green here. Why don't we use that? Let's see how that's going to look. So I'm going to go right down here in the corner, and I'm going to put the bottom part of my J, put the upper part of my J, and come back down to here. Then I'll put one arm of the A and do the other arm of the A. Then I gotta get my G in there, so we'll just bring the top part of the G like so. And then I'll put a 2 for the down side of the G. And I'll put a 5 next to the 2. The hyphy thing right there. And that, my friends, is a finished painting. Welcome to the Isle of Capri. I'd be interested to know what yours looks like. So, there it is, my friends, the Isle of Capri. I hope you like it. That's my version. I really do want to see what your version looks like, so be sure to post your picture in the comments so I can see it. I'm always interested to see what other people create. Remember, you can always paint the sides of your canvas to make it look even prettier, but this is really a nice painting. Like I said, it's a little more involved than what we usually do, but it was a lot of fun doing this. We're going to do some more. We're going to do some more involved ones here in the near future. We're going to start getting a little bit more jiggy. They'll still be fun paint party paintings, but we're going to do some really interesting stuff. I got some things in mind. He says, "Ooh-ha-ha," as he rubs his hands together. The wrist is hurting. So I'm going to have to say good night to y'all. Thank you for joining me for the Isle of Capri. This is your friendly neighborhood gypsy saying, see you later, Gators. Hasta la vista, baby. Bye-bye now. And may God bless you.